Good afternoon, everyone. This is Rose Weiler. I am going to talk to you today. This is Thirsty Thursday. It's all about your skin. Today we're going to talk about your skin and insects. We all get insect bites. All of us have done that. And if you haven't ever gotten one, well, you're one of the lucky people because they can be miserable, especially this time of the year. So we're going to talk a little bit about what you can do for those bites in your skin. But first, let's understand why we get bites or who bites us. So most bites are relatively harmless, but they leave this itchy feeling and a redness. And of course, the more you scratch it, the worse it gets. So the name of the game is to try to not scratch yourself, not have that itch. So this is what we're going to talk about. But first, let's talk about there are intentional biters. Those are the ones that come and they kind of like feed off of us. And they can be chiggers, ticks, bed bugs, fleas, horseflies, and of course our famous mosquitoes, which are really, really bad right now. And then there are the insects that really wouldn't bite you unless you harm them in some way or aggravate them. And those are your bees and your wasps and your even ants and spiders. So why do we get a reaction from the bites? Well, we get a reaction because all insects have some type of venom. Some are more harmful than others, but when they bite us or inject us, they are putting something into our body, which our body reacts to. So our immune system reacts to this. So, and then that usually gives you a welt or some redness, and that leads to itchiness and potentially soreness, especially if it's a sting. Now, and you're at greater risk of getting a bite if you go outdoors, but everybody loves to go outdoors. And also, if you live in a rural or wooded area, there's going to be a lot more insects. So your potential of getting a bite or a sting is going to go up. Also, children and older adults have more severe reactions to a bite than someone else not in their middle ages. So, and the other thing I wanted to tell you is that if you get a bite or a sting and you have a severe reaction, like your tongue is swelling up, you can't breathe, you go unconscious, or you start getting nausea or confusion, just get immediate help. Okay, don't try to do any home remedies, just get immediate medical care. So now we're going to talk about basically home remedies. What can you do? So basically, when you first get stung, and if you know you have gotten stung or bitten, sometimes you don't until the welt appears. You should, if there's a stinger, get rid of it, clean the wound, and then you can start doing something else. Like if it's a sting, a lot of times you want to put an ice pack or something on there to reduce the swelling. And then you can do some topical treatments, and that's what I'm going to be talking about the most. But the best tip for this is don't get bit. So take some prevention to minimize your chances of getting a bite or a sting. So you can do this in several ways. You can put more clothes on so you can cover yourself. And you can wear neutral colors and don't wear a shirt or pants that has flowers on it because an insect might be attracted to that flower. And keep your food, if you have any food or drinks, keep those covered because insects want to eat just like we do. So the best thing to do, other than those, is to use insect repellent. And I want to talk about Young Living has a great insect repellent with no DEET. Okay, and in this there is the active ingredients in here are sesame oil, citronella oil, lemongrass oil, rosemary oil, geranium, spearmint, thyme, and clove. So you can see what oils are in here, and that automatically tells you that those oils are pretty good oils for you to use to try to not get bit. So you can also make DIY sprays with oils such as these, but there's also other oils that you can do. And sometimes I do DIY, and I use drops of oils, whatever I feel like I want to try. A little bit of witch hazel helps to stir and blend the oils in with your mixture, and some water. Just put it in a spray bottle and I spray it. So I've done that. But I also like to use this, especially if I know it's going to be a bad evening with the mosquitoes or something. I always make sure I use the Young Living insect repellent. Other oils that you could use that are good for keeping away the insects are patchouli, purification, which is a blend, lavender, oregano, peppermint, lemon. But be careful with the lemon because that's a citrus oil and you don't want to go out in the sun. It can enhance your skin to sunburn. Eucalyptus and melrose. So once you're bitten, you can try some home remedies. And so we're looking for more natural products to reduce the toxins on your skin instead of using this over-the-counter stuff. By the way, this Young Living insect repellent is an over-the-counter product. So the other things that you can use, aloe vera. Aloe vera is very good for your skin. You can just apply the gel and let it dry and see if that takes care of your discomfort. You can also try apple cider vinegar. Dab a drop on there and let it dry, and hopefully it reduces your stinging or your burning sensation. Also witch hazel, and witch hazel is something I use a lot. You apply it to a cotton ball, and then you just dab it on and let it dry. You can also use other things on top of these. A lot of times I use the witch hazel, and then I will put something else on top of that. And some of the things that are good that Young Living provides us is Clariderm. Okay, Clariderm is a spray. It has aloe, so that was one of the things I talked about. Lavender, northern light black spruce, and helichrysum. And then there's Clariderm. I talked about, Lavaderm. I talked about this last week or the week before. And this one actually is, sorry, the one I just said, aloe and lavender. The Clariderm has coconut oil, along with myrrh, tea tree, lavender, Roman chamomile, and helichrysum. And then we have the Lavaderm After Sun Spray. And even though it says it's an after sun spray, it still has a lot of good oils in it that will be good for your skin for bites or stings. This has menthol in it, along with lavender, helichrysum, northern lights black spruce, and acacia oil. So those are the things that I like to use like over my witch hazel. And it just puts some moisture into my skin and just adds a little bit of comfort for that particular bite. Now there are many oils that you can use for stings and bites. And you should probably dilute these for kids and for those who have sensitive skin, just to be sure. Because the last thing you want is to have more discomfort because something might be too hot for your skin. I call it hot. So I did something last night. I went out on YL Hacks. YL Hacks is a Facebook page that you can join, and it has a lot of great items on it. And last night they had one question somebody asked, and it says, what essential oils are good for insect bites for kids? Well, automatically if it's good for kids, it's good for adults too, but they just said dilute. So here are some of the ideas they had. They had a lot of the lavender. There was like 130 people that had commented by the time I looked at it. And a lot of people said lavender, okay? Other ones that came up a lot were peppermint and tea tree. Basil was another one. And then some people talked about some combinations. Some people use lavender and mint, peppermint together. Another person said she puts lavender, peppermint, and lemon in a roller ball with some carrier oil. One person said lavender with CBD ointment, lifesaver, exclamation point. So that's pretty good. That's a different product that Young Living has, is a CBD ointment. It's actually a balm. And then there was a lavender, tea tree, and lemon together. And they said it was good for bee stings too. Now they talk about Owie, which is specially made for kids, and that's basically for bites and stings. And Owie has balsam fir, tea tree, helichrysum, elemi, cistus, and clove. So some of those we've already talked about, but they're all in one bottle. All you'd have to do is dab it on the kids' bites or your own. And then Kunzea came up, and I was really surprised. This is a new oil we had for about 2 years. It's grown in Australia. And I found out that the Australian Aborigines used Kunzea for relief of irritated skin. So once I found that out, it made sense. Other ideas that people gave on that site was to use some Seedlings diaper rash cream. Young Living deodorant. Don't know what kind, but I would say you can use anything. The whitening toothpaste, put a dab on. Thieves hand sanitizer, another use for that. Seedlings baby wipes. They said they just take the baby wipes and rub wherever it is. And lavender lip balm. They just said just rub it on the spot. And I just tried that, and it feels good to me right now. So we'll see how long it lasts. And many oils that you can use. There are also many oils that you can use for insect stings. Some of them are the same, but here is ones that they were specifically noted for. Lavender, Idaho tansy, purification, which is a blend, which I didn't talk about, is a blend, but it has citronella, rosemary, lemongrass, tea tree, lavender, and myrrh. So again, a lot of the oils that we've been talking about. Also Melrose, which has rosemary, tea tree, and clove. Panaway, and they talk, this is for sting. So Panaway, you can have associated a lot of more discomfort. So that wintergreen is in there to help with that. And helichrysum, clove, and peppermint, which we've talked about. Palo Santo, a new one. Vetiver, another new one that what I found was on the list for that. Peppermint, and then Deep Relief Roll-On, another one that's good for, and it's a sting. So that has a lot of oils, including peppermint, lemon, balsam fir, clove, copaiba, wintergreen, helichrysum, vetiver, and dorado azul. So I hope this has been helpful, and I will let me know if you have any questions, and I will be back next Thursday with another topic. Bye.